without further ado, I'll bring him up on stage, actually. So I'm just screenshotting. Okay, there we go. Hello.
Hey, sorry, I was eating. How are you guys?
All good. All good.
We stream
How
right
are
during
you, man?
lunchtime. I envy you, honestly.
Man, my wife just made me a burrito too.
Nice.
Okay. So, how you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Doing good. How are you? How are you? I guess maybe introduce yourself to us, to the audience. We'd love to
Hi.
get a quick
Um,
rundown.
yeah. I'm Thomas Perkins. I own the nonprofit PCEF. We launched THRT so that we could put AI training data on blockchain, basically. And yeah, that's kind of it, man. Really.
So launching AI train. I guess before we get into it, kind of walk us through the story of how this all started, right? Just how this came to be, what was the idea behind it, maybe your background, past experience that might even help you build this out as well.
So I'm a reverse engineer by trade. That's what I've done for like 14 years. So I'm also a software engineer. I wrote a program called Malcore about 6, 7 years ago, and I sold it to a company called Internet 2.0. While I was working on Malcore, it was a malware analysis engine. I built the neural network that's behind Tracix, and Malcore kind of 2.0 and Malcore didn't work out. So I hadn't ever put the neural network into Malcore itself. So I just kind of kept it and put it on the low. And then when all that started, there was a lot of issues with 2.0 and me. And when all that started, I decided to make a nonprofit. And I was like, I was tired of people trying to make money off of SaaS projects. So I decided to make all mine free. And it kind of worked out really well. So here I am.
What's like, how do you, obviously a nonprofit, you can pay yourself a salary and whatnot, but why choose the route to go with a nonprofit and make it free? I think, like, maybe do you leave money on the table that way, or like tell us about the mindset behind that?
I've never really cared about money. It's never really been a driving factor for me. I kind of want to just do something that changes the world. I'm crazy enough to think I can change the world, so I want to change the world.
That's where it starts, right?
And yeah, but I can pay myself a salary and I can do stuff like that. But the token is actually owned by a third party entity that I also own so that it can be tradable. The problem with nonprofits is that you can't have speculative assets. You can have utility for those assets, but you can't own the asset itself. So I have a secondary company that owns the token, and the nonprofit basically controls everything else.
It makes sense. We want to jump into the project here, but maybe, I guess, briefly before we do that, it's you said I got offered around 2.7 million USD for THRT token, TradeX, and all the underlying code. I told him no. It's not about the money. It's about making a difference. How did that conversation come up? Why did you say no? Just give me the thought process there.
So yesterday I was just walking around Academy looking for something to buy, and I checked my email, and there was a email from a venture capital company, a big, well-known one. I can't say anything other than that, but they told me that they wanted to purchase the token. They had a client that had got really interested into it, and he wanted to buy the whole thing. And they gave me a price range between $2 to $2.6 million, something like that. 2.67, I think, was the max. And
the 6-7, you got us.
And so why I said no is because I've already sold a product and it didn't work. And I sold that product for a few million, and I didn't get any of the money. So I'm just not into selling products anymore. I'd rather keep it how it is and be able to run it how I want to run it, and not have to deal with investors and bosses and stuff like that.
Valid. Okay, let's jump into the product here. So I'm on the website. It says explore our free cybersecurity tooling. Do you want to maybe just walk us through a little bit of what your offerings are, what you do, why this is important?
Yeah, so the actual product is on tracix.com. The Perkins Fund website is the Perkins Fund website is the nonprofit's website. We offer free cybersecurity tools, training, YAR rules, stuff like that. Everything's free, basically. You can do whatever you want. And the product itself, you just drag and drop a file, and it analyzes it and uploads all the stuff and gives you a verdict on it through the AI. And yeah, man, you're able to also decrypt the training data that was used to make the decision for the classification. And then after you decrypt it, you have the option to upload it to the public interest so that anybody can go in and find that training data and figure out why it said what it said.
Got it. No, go ahead, Don.
How are you making this easier for people? Like, this is totally out of my ballpark or realm of expertise. If I have a file, I want to test it, make sure it's not corrupted, not going to maybe be malicious to my computer, I can just drag and drop it in here and it'll give me the full breakdown of, hey, like, you're good to go with this, or stay as far away as possible. Like,
it'll tell you either. So right now, the program can handle Windows files and Linux files, but I'm working on other types of files. But you can drag and drop whatever you want in there, and it'll tell you if it's unknown, safe, or malicious. That's it. 3 options: unknown, safe, or malicious. Malicious, obviously not good. Safe, you're probably good. It'll also tell you the capabilities of the file, what it's capable of doing, the EXIF data in the file, the metadata. You can pull it all out, and it'll give you the encrypted training data, so you can go ahead and do that.
So I guess one of the questions that I had, because your community is insane. You have a lot of supporters. Obviously, there's something that you're doing right. What's the value capture for a token holder of this? So you have this this tech that can kind of tell you whether something's malicious or secure. What's the value? How does that lead to value for token holders?
So the thing we're doing is we're putting AI training data completely within the public domain. That's never been done before. Nobody's ever done that. AI training data is a multi-billion-dollar company a year. The problem is that you're never able to peer review that data. So say you ask ChatGPT something and it's wrong. You're like, well, why did it say that? You'll never know why it said that because you can't find the data. Here, you can literally look at what it's doing. You can go in, decrypt it, and upload it to the public domain and just see all of it. So you can peer review it. You can do it yourself. It'll teach you how to do it yourself. You can do everything that nobody else will let you do. We're taking training data and just making it completely public. That's literally what we do. The utility is that you can use the token to pay for the uploads and the publishing. It pays for the pinning on IPFS, and it pays for the publishing, and most of it is burnt, and then some of it goes into the treasury for development fund.
Nice. How many what kind of user base is this looking like? How many users are you seeing use the website, use attack, burn tokens, all that good stuff? I saw on your Twitter, and maybe I'll scroll up to that real quick. You guys have been doing burns for like 19 days, or here it is.
41 days right now.
39. Look at that. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
User base. Tracix currently, so anybody can like sign up and log in, but anybody can use it for free as well. So it's hard to put a user base on it. Mm-hmm. There's currently about 10,000 users in 2.5 months. So there's that. As for uploads to the public domain, there's I think like 60 total. I'm still working on that. I'm trying to make it more streamlined. And the burns are just cool. I like them, so I've been doing a lot.
We like them too.
What's your total burn there? I think I saw it at the bottom. Was it 5 million?
We're at 5 million. Yeah, 5.2.
Okay,
nice. We have 4 million left to do.
What do you mean left to do? It's just like it's sitting there and you guys can just burn it.
Yeah. I decided I was going to burn 10 million tokens, and I've burnt 5 million of them, so I have 4 million left to do.
Simple as. When you think about scale, it's been 2 months now. You said you've garnered 10,000 users. How do you scale? What's your mindset there? Framing. What do you plan to do to achieve a goal of 1 million users and beyond?
The next thing is the scaling process is I'm gonna put like IOC extractions, which is indicator of compromise. I'm gonna put certain enterprise level extraction tooling in it, and I'm gonna make it so you can upload multiple files at once, like so multiple sets of training data at once. Like you just go in, select what you want, then click upload, and it'll just launch it. Right now, we haven't implemented the Phantom login, but that's next on the list. We're like 4 or 5 months ahead of the roadmap at the moment, so I'm just kind of taking my time, getting everything done right.
Is it just you working on this, or you got a team with you?
It's just me.
Solo dolo.
Gotcha.
I have a board and everything, but they're busy, so it's just me working on it.
Got
I'm
it.
doing it
And
full time.
I guess my next question is just your target user base. Is this more for anybody? Is this more directed to developers or just kind of your everyday person on the web?
So I'm assuming you guys know what VirusTotal is, right?
I don't.
Okay.
So is it like yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So VirusTotal is like a antivirus platform. You upload a file and it shows you all the antiviruses and what they said, right? But it's super, super expensive and it's very limiting for free people, for free users. So trying to make it so that there's a alternative to that, but it's less limiting and it's easier to use and it's more user friendly. It's really for everybody, but it has SDK and it has API. Anybody can use it, but developers can use it, put it into their own system, stuff like that.
Interesting. Oh, so I'm sorry, you said you have an SDK or will have an SDK?
We have a small one. It just hasn't been released yet.
Okay, so when do you plan on, well, for anyone that isn't familiar with SDKs and why that's important, tell us a little bit about why having an SDK is important, and maybe perhaps when a potential release could be.
Software development kit is what SDK means. So SDK is just a way to integrate your API into workflows. That's basically it. And the reason for having ones is so that anybody can take your API and integrate it into what they want to do. So it's actually really helpful. But and for the Trace SDK, it'll be released sometime this week. I'm almost done with it.
You're releasing the SDK this week?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, well, let me ask you this. Has this been announced, or are MCG listeners kind of getting the first
It's kind of been announced. I haven't really. It's supposed to be released for a certain person, but I'm just going to release it for everybody.
Boom.
Love that. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, look, having an SDK.
Can I ask a follow-on clarifying
Mhm.
question? So the SDK is essentially allowing the functionality that you've built to be put into other products. So, and when you mean part of the workflow, it's like, I don't know, maybe give us an example of what that other product would be, and then what part of the workflow would check against your system here.
Okay. Yeah. So for example, I made a partnership with another product who has a messaging app. What they're going to do is they're using Trace6 to determine if files transferred between people are malicious, unknown, or safe. And yeah, that's what it does. So that SDK is actually for them, the one I'm writing, but I'm just going to give it to everybody, because why not? But so the product would be to determine, it's the best example is that the messaging app transferring files. Is this malicious? Yeah. I don't want that. Is it not? Okay, I'll take it. You know what I mean?
This is something that scares me all the time. We have a lot of chats open with people that we try and trust. And even on the weekend, people trying to get in our DMs. So, okay, checking files. Now, is there any kind of tie back? I don't want to say economics or value, but how does that relate to the other kind of people using or owning THRT or following your work? Is it just there's an exponential amount of more users? How should people think about kind of this SDK being dropped in some sort of messaging app and exponential usage, basically. I don't know if you have any thoughts there.
Well, the messaging app isn't the only thing. I just can't talk about the others yet.
Sure, you can.
But not
Absolutely,
yet.
you can.
Not yet.
Like
But we
our
do
rule in
have.
MCG is if you start talking about it, you got to finish.
So that messaging, there's one messaging app. Then there's another larger app that I'm getting integrated into. I'm still working on the partnership, so I can't really say anything about the partnership itself. But it is pretty big. And well, so all the data that goes through that is also available on the Traces website. So you can go straight there, put in the hash, and just find all the data. And then you can upload the training data and just or decrypt it and look at it. So the goal is to make it so that anybody can do anything. Like, so what he's looking at right now, that's all the training data. You can click on one of those, it'll download it for you, and you can just peer review everything. And the goal is to make it so that anybody can build an AI themselves. That's what I want to do. I want to make it so that anybody can go on here, get the data they need, and just start building.
Interesting.
So do you
And
think the data is
building-
your biggest moat here? Like, do you think that's the biggest value driver?
Data's gold, man.
Yeah.
It's regardless of what it is, data is the biggest driver for anything.
And this
Real quick,
training data, is this for specific to security applications?
Yes, at the moment, specifically for security applications. I'm trying to figure out a way to integrate it in a way that makes sense for other training data. But the way I built it for right now is just security. Yeah.
What would be the best place or the best product to integrate your tech into?
Depends. What do you want to do with it?
Interesting. I mean,
question with a question. I like it.
like if I'm getting let's say through email I'm receiving files, and maybe I can integrate this into
Yes.
like
The answer is yes. I can integrate it into email.
Got it.
I've
Now
been I've been working on that, but it's a lot harder than it sounds because you can't just pull a file out of emails. You have to pull the file in a certain way. I'm also trying to make a browser extension so everything that's downloaded is run through it.
Yeah, that'd be
that's
fire.
awesome.
And
That would be awesome, actually.
that's also really hard because you only have like a 150 kilobyte max, so you have to send it in chunks and then rebuild it on the other side. But yeah, I'm working on email integrations, browser extension. I kind of want to make like a desktop app where you just drag and drop on the desktop and
Nice.
just as a little security thing. But
so
what about Telegram?
basically,
go ahead.
No, you
Go
said
ahead.
the best.
Yeah, the best way to do it would be in a messaging app like Telegram or something. And as a file comes in, you scan it. And if it's malicious, you say, hey, this might be malicious. So it's up to you. If you download it, that's on you, bro. Good luck. But this might be safe. It's a AI. It can't be perfect, right? So, but
And that's what I was actually going to ask was what about integration into Telegram? So you kind of answered my question there. So the way I'm thinking about this is basically like a crypto native like antivirus software essentially. Am I kind of on par with that?
Yeah, it can be. Absolutely.
Okay.
What about a one-liner? If you had to give a one-liner elevator pitch of, this is what we're building at TradeX, this is what we're building with THRT, what would that one-liner elevator pitch be or look like? Ding! Elevator doors open.
Dom's standing there.
Standing there, some elevator music's playing. What's up, man? What do you do?
I build neural networks.
And then I turn to the door and I walk out because I have no clue what that means.
Later, guys. It would be blockchain-based AI classification data. That would be the one-liner, really. because the whole goal is to make it so that anybody is capable. We're not completely finished with it. We're going to add like examples on how to build your own AI, examples how to do it this way and integrate all the data and stuff like that. But really, the goal is to make it so that AI data is accessible and free for everybody.
Got
We
it.
know
So the antivirus is
classification.
just-
Classification right now is like a massive, massive business. We're seeing companies valued at billions of dollars, and their main objective is classifying different data points. Is your AI classifying all this stuff and breaking it up into specific categories, or is it just the 3 categories? Like, how deep does the classification go with this?
Right now, it's just the 3 categories. I can absolutely change it into whatever I want to. It's just a couple tweaks. I specifically made it just 3 categories because nobody likes cybersecurity and it's super boring. So if I just make unknown, safe, and malicious, that covers all the bases and gives you an idea of what, like, red is bad, green go, right? So I'm trying to make it as simplistic as I possibly can, because I don't want to come in and be like, hey, this is a PE file that is part of this Trojan. Like, you guys don't give a shit about that.
Right.
So I'm like, hey, this is safe. You're good to go. Here's all the data. Here's why it said that. Here's the capabilities. Here's the exit data. Do what you will.
Now, if a company comes to you with a specific classification, they're looking like, hey, we want to basically uncover what people are using to execute the scam. Can you give us all data that you've gathered that has this scam involved in it? Is that like something you guys could do?
I have a background little hustle where people are allowed to hire me as a reverse engineer. So in the background, yeah, they can hire me and I can go in and just tell them exactly what's going on. I do a lot of that. So in between coding and writing AIs, I'm a reverse engineer. So there's a complete possible way for me to integrate that into this and be like, hey, if you have further questions, contact us.
Got you. But that involves a lot of personal work. Like, you're sacrificing time to do that. Is there a way you could make an AI that will spit that out for you? Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. I'd make it so that the AI is analyzes it first and gives you a rundown, and then have an option for like, need somebody to look at it. Do you want a person to see this, or do you want the AI? Is AI good enough? Because AI is not perfect, so a lot of people don't want just AI to look at stuff. It'd be super, super easy to do what you're asking. Yes. Just integrate an AI into it and be like, okay, here's what it does. Here's how it does it. And here's what you should do.
Got you. Yeah. The data collection is for sure my most, I think that's what interests me the most, just because I've seen that firsthand, how big of an industry that is. And
yeah, and I would love, like, I've been in crypto for so long that the scams, it just eat me alive personally. Like, hearing people get hurt by this kind of stuff for like a decade has really sucked. And I love that what you said is that you could reverse engineer a scam and like, I don't know if you can find out who perpetrated it through that, or if you work with law enforcement to, try and find scammers, but like, good on you. You don't have to answer that
It's not a
question.
bad idea. That's a pretty good idea, actually.
you
I
think
might
you
be
could?
able to do that.
Well, who's the guy on Twitter that does all that stuff? He's got an extremely
Zach
XBT. Yeah.
Zach.
So are you able to trace back to like that type of specific, locations, who did it?
It depends on how good they are. So most people that do scams and stuff they're pretty dumb, so they're pretty easy to find. But some of them are really good. Like, some of them are like my level good. So I'm not trying to be cocky, but some of them are like my level. And it depends on how good they are. As a reverse engineer, I've seen a lot of stuff. Like, I've seen some hardcore cybersecurity attacks. The only one I've ever not been able to find was one by some Chinese guy. I have no idea who he was. All I know is that he was in China.
Why? How did you know that?
Well, I assume he was in China because that's where it came from. That's where the attack started. But then it was all over the place. I was like, China bad. It was China.
But could you use the AI for like pattern recognition? So like you can kind of almost see, like a certain type of scam here, and then, that, oh, this person now has created a new one and I see it over there and they're connected to that one back there. Like, Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
assuming that's what it's helpful for.
Well, at the core, AI is literally just pattern recognition. It's just math. So it's really easy to find pattern. It's really, really good at finding patterns, like ChatGPT and stuff. That's all it does, is it just finds patterns in the tokens and then says what you want it to say. So it's completely possible to do. It's just how you're going to train it, and that's what this data does. It trains it. So if you download one of the files, say you download one of these files, right? You'll see that it's a bunch of numbers and a bunch of like header type things. The numbers are exactly what the AI uses. So it's just finding patterns between the numbers, malicious patterns and safe patterns, and just saying, okay, this is probably safe because the pattern matches these 20 million other files, right? So the problem with training the data is that you have to have the files. So you have to start ingesting all this malware from all these sources, and then you have to start training all the stuff. You have to get the safe files. It's much harder to get safe files than it is to get malicious files. So you need millions and millions and millions of them, and then you train on all that data, and and then it goes through all that data, and it's like, okay, well, this makes sense because it matches these 20,000 other files, and it's probably safe.
And what's
Sorry,
this
that was really
competition?
technical.
No, that was
No,
good.
it actually made complete sense for a smooth brain like myself. But what does competition look like? Who else is doing this?
There is none. So
Why?
I have no idea. I honestly don't know. I just know that there's nobody who's giving away free training data. That's it. Well, there's like Hugging Face that gives away free LLMs and stuff like that, but they don't give away the exact training data. Like you can go on certain platforms and get training data and download like 10 gigabytes of data or 5 gigabytes, but at the level I'm trying to do it, there's nobody that does it. And I'm assuming it's because it's expensive and it's hard to find it.
So can you talk to us, like, what level are you trying to do it at, and like what and why hasn't it been done already? Kind of
I,
like elaborate.
I currently have 45 million samples to analyze and train on. So that's about 4.7 terabytes worth of data. So the storing is expensive. And then you got to train it and you got to use GPU. And it's just, I think the reason nobody does it is because it's just not worth storing all the data. Like, why would I store all these files and give it away for free? Like, how am I going to make money off of that? You know what I mean? And me, I'm like, I don't care about money. Let's just do it and see what happens. And apparently it's working. So,
Got it.
but
Got it.
yeah. So I think the problem is that it's just hard to store the data without having a way to make money off of the data itself.
Can I ask more of a philosophical question? So people who may or may not buy THRT, like they might care about money just naturally speaking. So just want to like maybe like square kind of your thoughts around, yes, you're doing all this for free. I think it's a public good. Like I really vibe with that. But then on the other hand, you have this token, which goes up and down in value, and people may speculate on kind of the work that you're doing and what the implications it might have on the world in a hopefully a very positive way. But yeah, I don't know if you can just kind of square those thoughts at all.
So at the core, this is a nonprofit. That's what it is. It's a nonprofit. It's a charity. What I do is free. I mean, I have sponsors. Yes, I get money from donations. Yes, but that's what I work off of is donations and sponsors. At the core, my entire company's mission is free cybersecurity tooling and education. So the token, like, yeah, the token's cool, and I understand where you're coming from. People give a shit about money. Yes, people care. But at the core of our mission,
especially when you don't have it, right?
Yeah, that's true. But at the core of our mission, money is not the driving factor. So I'm not trying to downplay that people are making money. I want you to make money, obviously. Like, make as much as you can. That'd be cool. Then we can go fishing together. It'll be tons of fun. And But at the core of my mission, money is not there. That's not what I care about.
Are we talking fishing with an F or a PH?
Not going fishing if you're using THRT, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of fishing do you like to do?
That yeah, that was like a cybersecurity dad joke. I think
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I like it.
I honestly, I came up with it on the spot. I love it.
Oh, you hadn't premeditated that one, Josh?
So I just started fly fishing actually. So
Oh, that's cool.
getting
I've
into
never
that.
done fly fishing, but I know some people love it.
It's really hard, and I like it a lot. And I just bought a boat, so that's pretty cool too.
Oh, congrats.
I saw the inflatable. Is it the
kayak.
The kayak?
Yeah.
Here. Yeah, there it is on my screen.
Whereabouts in I'm assuming you're in the US, but like whereabouts in the US are you
I live in
fishing at?
Oklahoma.
Okay.
Oh, you're in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
I was
live
gonna
in the
see if
middle.
anyone could guess based on the this picture
Sorry.
here.
I don't live in
Based on the
Oklahoma.
trees.
Yeah.
What kind of tree is that?
Well, hey, you know those GeoGuessr guys, hey, bro. If you
Oh,
showed
yeah.
one of those
Yeah,
good
that's pretty
GeoGuessr,
crazy.
they're cracked, dude. Do you watch any sports? Like you like Oklahoma football or just the fishing?
I just like going fishing, really.
Yeah.
And camping. I'm really like outdoors, so I like going camping and fishing. I do things where I go randomly camp in the middle of the woods somewhere, like behind Taco Bells and shit, and see if I get caught or not.
That's what gets on these days.
At
Yeah.
least you didn't say inside the Taco Bell because
That would be cool.
That's like next level challenge.
That would be cool. I want to try that. I want to try to sleep in a Walmart and see what happens.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
Like
Okay,
those
I-
videos you watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
I have to ask again about the token here. Just like, so someone who purchases the token, do you want them to like kind of be aligned with your vision and mission, or like, I don't know, like I'm just trying to square like nonprofit open source work, which is very, very noble, then back to this token that has a $1.7 million market cap, and just like what that means. I mean, these two things just in my mind are different. Like, does the token represent maybe the amount of users that this has? Like the more users, the more the token may go up, and then more people discover it. Like ultimately it kind of also is, helps with discovery, right?
I guess the question is just why launch a token?
Yeah.
I also see a token gated feature here you mentioned in this post. Sorry, there's three people talking.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So the token gated feature for the requests. So a lot of people request me to review stuff, which you guys were talking about at the beginning. I have a really long backlog, and I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. So I'm just gonna make it so that they go in, they hold a certain amount, and then they can request me to review a product for them. As for your question, the token, I can't control other people. You do whatever you want to do. Like, if you want to buy it, that's cool. If you don't, that's fine. Like, but the reason I made the token is because, like I said at the beginning, the problem is that we have all this new AI technology come out, and everybody's all about it. They love it, blah, 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 blah. But nobody can peer review what's going on. Nobody's able to go in and be like, hey, why did this say this? You know what I mean? So I was like, how can I solve this issue? About 7-8 months ago, I came up with this idea for THRT. And I was like, so if I put it on blockchain and just stored it and made it public for everybody, what would happen? And I decided to just go with it and see what would happen. I mean, it's a cool idea. I really like the idea. I really thought it was cool, and I went with it. And yeah, it's working. So, I mean, I would like people to be aligned with my mission, yes. But at the end of the day, it's really up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not your freaking dad, man. So
You're not my dad.
Yeah.
I'm going through your Twitter. I see a lot of posts, probably nothing. I'm seeing this one right here. This is the probably nothing one. I saw one up here. Probably nothing. Okay. I'm picking up. Oh, might be something. What are these things you're hinting at? No taxes, interesting. Like, this is a lot of, I mean, I look at what is this, like a GitHub or something? I look at the GitHub and I'm like, I have no clue what I'm looking at here. Maybe walk us
But definitely
through.
it's something, of course.
It's got to be something, or it's nothing.
So non-slocked X402 is a concept I came up with about 2 weeks ago. So the problem with X402 is that it's cool and it's quick to pay and blah, 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 but it's easy to tamper on the client side and then send the data back to them. And be like, here's what actually happened. They'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So what I do is I hash the data before I send it and then lock it to that hash. And in order to pay, you have to verify that the hashes match and the client didn't tamper it. So it's just a more secure way to perform X402. I just released it today, actually.
Oh, nice.
Like,
Have you seen anyone try it yet, or any
I haven't
feedback
even
there?
looked. I haven't even
Haven't
looked, to be honest with you.
Well, X402 is huge. If you can, or at least it's a growing narrative, I should say. I shouldn't say it's huge yet, but X402 is it's a massively growing narrative. If you can redirect a lot of those transactions through a seemingly better way of doing so, that'd be a big unlock.
Yeah, the facilitator is completely free too. There's no fees. So just come use it how you will.
Interesting. And is that does the X402 notch locked feature have anything to do with these probably nothing, might be something, probably
Yeah,
nothing posts?
that's the code for it. Yeah.
Got you. Cool. I don't know. I think I got a much better understanding after, talking with you a little bit here, but maybe roadmap, closing thoughts. It seems like everywhere I look, you're working on something new and you have like 5 different things you're working on, probably more. Maybe give us a roadmap or an idea of what you're working on immediately and coming in the next weeks, months, years.
Yeah, so the next thing I'm going to come out with is the SDK for Tracix, and then people will be able to use that, do whatever they want with it. Then I'm going to integrate Phantom login into Tracix so you can log in. Right now, we use non-slug X402, but we use the very, very first version of it, so it's really limited on what it can do. And I'm going to make it so you can log in with your wallet, just click buttons and start uploading and downloading and do whatever you want. Like I said earlier, we're about 4 or 5 months ahead of the actual roadmap. There's a whole roadmap out there. I can send it to you if you want. I gotta find it.
Is it on the there's a pin post at the very top of your page here where it's got like a bunch of links, white paper. Is it somewhere in there?
It should be in the Tracix white paper.
Okay, so Tracix.
Here,
On the Tracix.
Go to downloads. Here.
Downloads.
Right.
Oh, you just shared it.
Yeah.
Oh, and my PC's hacked. All right, guys.
I was gonna say, like, where do people go to like double check the download section? No, I'm kidding.
Public downloads. Here it is.
Yeah, right there. Just the Tracix light paper, that one.
All right. Here we go.
Just click the download button.
Downloading the random file that I just got sent in the private chat. Here we go. All right, there you go, guys.
And your browser history is on screen.
Yeah, right.
What you watching, man? Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking for a roadmap here. Do you know where that is?
And zoom it in, please.
Right,
if
go
you
up.
can,
Up. Right there.
There it
Down.
is. Ah, yes. You want to walk us through some of this?
So XF complete and cache, that's done. Subscription integration is done. THR, the holder verification thing is where I'm at. Similarity hashing is done. Model quality page is done. IOC export is done. Compliance and safeguards I'm working on. So the next thing I'm going to work on is the holder verification and the full subscription integration with the quotas and stuff like that.
Sweet. And for anyone interested, you guys can go and, maybe I'll actually try to use the TRTX app here by dragging and dropping this file.
While you do that, one question I had, I know it's for files. Can you check malicious links?
No, I'm working on that though. I have an idea on how to do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. That just popped into my head. I'm like, I wonder if it,
Yeah, I have a good idea on how to do it.
This is dude, if you can you should, if you do all these things, like, this is great for people, honestly.
Yeah, it'll say unknown because it's a doc file, a PDF file. I have the ability to scan PDF files. It's just not live. because it's not good right now. It's like really bad. That's like a 3% accuracy. It's really bad. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe hold off on releasing that then.
Yeah. Right now, Trace6 on Windows files and Linux files has a 91.64% accuracy. So I don't release anything until it's over 90%.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm.
Okay, cool. Well, I think we
Nice.
got a much better idea. Josh, or
What's
Joe?
yeah, my last question is just like what your name is, you know, or what do people call you? Do they call you PCEF or THRT or do you
My
have a
name's
name?
Thomas Perkins.
Okay, cool.
My friends call me TJ. The people who work for me call me Thomas. So
Or Mr. Perkins or no?
yeah, no. That's good. I should do that though.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But
Cool. You have like a great vibe about you. I just want to say, like, I watched a little bit of your video and like just, you know, really nice person, cool vibe. So
I appreciate that. Thanks, man.
it's nice to meet like good people doing stuff that's important to keep other people safe. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think
Thank
one
you.
thing that popped out for me was the passion that you have for what you do. I think that came across really clear. I think even in the
Oh, I
chat
love this.
somebody said that as well. So yeah, bro, love this interview. Appreciate you coming on with us here today.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys having me. Even if I wasn't making money off this, I'd still be doing it for free. So I love doing what I do.
That's what you want to hear.
That's
Yeah.
what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. All right, man. Well, I think we got everything we needed. I think the audience really loved this. I know Pepe in the chat. He was really excited about this interview. So appreciate you coming on again. When you're doing big releases and you'd like to share it with the community live, you're more than welcome to do it here on MCG. We know there's
Cool.
a ton coming up in your roadmap. So feel free to reconnect with us. We'd be happy to have you back on, man. Love good founders on the show.
Awesome. I think that would be cool. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
All right, Mr.
Yeah,
Perkins.
problem.
see you, Mr. Perkins.
All right,
Later,
Mr. Perkins.
Bye.